Well, Wally here, and the mighty Bruno, Guys, we are live. We are live right now. Look, you are live. The cameras cannot see each other. What happens if we go infinity camera mode? Infinity camera mode. So this is what we are going to do, guys. I'm live here on this phone, right? I'm going to put you beside each other so that everything's all normal, right? And I'm going to make a video while live at the same time. Guys, this is going to be crazy. Stay tuned. Okay, this is what we like to call a beaten stick, right? A beaten stick is another term for a mallet. It's just a mallet, right? This one right here I made this out of ash last week, and we are going to replicate that, right? Now, I'm going to use a couple of different tools from what I used last week, but all I used to make this was another beaten stick, a knife, and a saw. That's all you need, a folding saw, any sort of a knife will do. Okay, so what I have, Bruno. Oh, there's nothing left of it. There's nothing left. Wait and you see. Can I have that? That's what's left. Here's the thing. I don't know where the ball came from. He just turned up with it. It's like he went and found a child, took the ball off him, right? Okay, so I have some ash here. This is a lump of ash. I have lots of ash. I got a big load of ash firewood there. This stump that you can see here is ash as well. I've been talking for like 5 hours today. Not to anyone, just sort of talking. Right, okay. So this is what I'm going to do. It's a little bit big, right? So I'm going to I'm going to peel it off a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit more square. I don't really mind if it's not super duper square. It's not a perfect location. So you want to be a wee bit more precise, right? Put your axe where you want it. And use your beaten stick. Guaranteed this will not go according to plan, okay, because we're live. If you are a subscriber here, guys, and you know anybody else that's a subscriber, and they're not watching, go bloody tell them that I'm live. It's not too often. Okay, okay. Generally, I don't bother with the axe. I find that I can do a lot of it with the saw, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the saw to cut my handle, right? So I'm going to cut a line across here, across here, across here. I'm going to cut the whole way around, okay? When I cut the whole way around, I'm not going to cut all the way through. I'm going to leave a bit for the handle, right? So if you look on this, you can see the saw marks where I cut in, see, okay, so I cut in, stopped, cut in, stopped, and then you split it all off. So let me see, this is actually a really good size mallet. So we're not far off with that. It's a little bit shorter, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I got my old Baco Laplander, guys, and if you don't know, or you're sort of a little bit confused about this and how big to do it and stuff like that, use the writing on your Baco as a guide. So only go as deep as the writing, right? Whichever part of the writing you're choosing. I'm going to have to go deeper this way than I am this way, if that makes sense, right? Now, as I always tell people, when you're using a folding saw or any sort of saw, guys, the most common place to get injured is the top of your offhand, right? John, how's it going? Tom, what's the crack? So what happens, guys, is that the saw will hop out of the cut, the kerf, and it generally is going to go into somewhere on the top of your hand, right? So you remove your hand, okay? So just cut your hand off before you start, and then you can't cut the top of your hand, right? That's obviously not what I mean, Wally. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to cut here, I am not going to have my hand here, guys. I'm either going to, you can't see that. So I'm not going to have my hand here. I'm either going to put my hand across the top, which is going to stop that from happening, or even simpler, I just put my foot here. Bruno, what are you doing? Guys, you're not going to cut through your foot. You know what I mean? Any sort of boot, unless you're in sandals, don't put your bloody foot there. I'm doing exactly what I said not to do, aren't I? Yes, I am, Wally. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. See, I need to turn. I need to turn. I need to put my ass to you guys to get this to work. So get the rough thickness of your handle. 2 lines. None of them matching. None of them close to each other. That's exactly what we want. And then, this is going to be the hard bit, is we're going to cut it this way as well. Let's bring it over here a little bit, Bruno. Let's try it like this. Can you see? Of course you can't. It's not live TV if crap's not going wrong. I tell you what it is, my block's a little bit too big for me. A little bit too tall. I think that'll do it, right? So, what you want to do is you want to start. Now, you're going to have to go back and forward and do this a couple of times, but what you want to do is you want to start peeling this off. Bruno, you're not getting any of this. Let me lift this. You want to start peeling this off, right? So, all you're going to do is you're going to get a knife or an axe, right? I'm probably going to use an axe at the start and then use a knife as I get further in. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it sitting here and I'm going to tap it down with my other beating stick, right? And I'm going to slowly form the handle. Now, you see the way that stopped? Right? So what's happened is your cut is stopping the wood from splitting too far. See what I mean? So even the axe, I think, is too big for this. I don't have enough control. So you're just taking the corners off. I can't believe I am being bit by midges, Bruno. Just keep working the corners, working the corners, working the corners. And every time you take a corner off, guys, you're creating 2 corners, so you go back and you take those corners off as well. But this is not, the axe is not detailed enough for this, right? So, I'll swap that out. This is the Spyderco Bushcraft UK. One of my all-time favourite knives, guys. A beetle. You call it a beetle? You gotta love a dog, hey. Bruno wants to help. Bruno wants everything, right? Absolutely. Good boy, Bruno. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy. Now, we have a funny old grain on this, right? Straight grain is obviously the best, but guys, look. You can't have everything, right? So what you can do, you see the way the grain's running out on this, what you can do is you can over-angle this. Back, Bruno. To get you down to where you need to be. And then pop it off. Guys, you see these little bits that fall off? These are brilliant for your firebox stove and things like that. Fireworks, Bruno. So Halloween's over. Yeah, we got a wee bit more in there. It's just got really dark. I wonder, are we going to get rain done? 356. Bruno, watch your head. Are you alright? So by shortening up the grip on the axe, guys, you give yourself much more control, right? And this is like a 0.8 pound axe, so it's not really something that you would consider one-handing, but it's alright. But that doesn't even make sense. Of course you would, guys, but normally if you're going to be carving and stuff like that, you're going to use a much smaller axe. Watch out, Bruno. I need to fix that camera. Watch out, Bruno. Bruno's not here for moral sport, by the way, guys. Bruno is here for free sticks. That's all. That's all. He just uses me for free sticks. So look, we're getting there. This is what we're up at the minute, right? So we are getting there. So what you need to do and what you constantly have to do, guys, is you have to go round. Doesn't like sticking in there. You have to keep going around it with the saw, right? So you just cut a wee bit more. Now there's not much chance of it popping out when you have a big lip like this, right? I would say we are getting there now. Okay. Same again. It's exactly the same principle every time. See the way it just falls off because all I'm doing is I'm hitting that line that I've cut with the saw. What is it, Bruno? Bruno's like, you're cutting my sticks up, man. What are you doing with my bloody toys? My toys! My toys! I need to take a big lump off the back of her there, Bruno. About here, I think. What do you think? Bruno agrees. Back, back, back. A little bit further. You actually didn't move anywhere. You're getting there, Bruno. What's everybody saying in the comments? Yeah, I know, Tom, exactly. When I'm not bushcrafting or out and about with Bruno, I teach bushcraft here. This is Red Branch Bushcraft, guys, where you see me do a lot of my videos. So I do a lot of stuff with schools. At the minute, I'm doing lots and lots of stuff with schools. So I need a wee basket for all this kindling, don't I, Bruno? I'm going to grab a basket, hang on. Good boy. So, I've actually spent all my life, as far as I can remember, instructing or teaching in some form of the other. And I used to teach Irish language classes when I was young, when I was in secondary school. And I spent a large part of my life teaching outdoor pursuits, so kayaking and canoeing and rock climbing and surfing and stuff like that. So working in outdoor shops and all that sort of crack that goes along with it. That's where my knowledge of gear comes in. But about 8 years ago, I started up my own business here, Red Branch Bushcraft. I don't know if I'm very clever. I can talk, but about 8 years ago, I started up Red Branch Bushcraft because I was working in online banking. What was I doing working in online banking? Well, it served a purpose to move us from one side of the country to the other. And I took a crap job working in online banking, and basically, guys, I ended up damaging my back sitting at a desk for 12 hours a day. I was never designed to be in that position, and I never will put myself in that position again. The discs issue led on to a bout of fibromyalgia, which I was diagnosed with, and actually sort of changed my life basically. So what happened then was, with the fibro and the back pain and stuff like that was going on, I decided that I needed something that I could control, right? Something that I could set my own hours and stuff, and when I was feeling good, I could go out and do a wee bit more and things like that. And so I came up with the idea of this, right? Now, bushcraft was something I've always done, right? I know I say this in videos, but we never called it bushcraft. We always just called it going camping. It's a little bit strange. Now, we would have slept in tents and stuff because we didn't have tarps. We didn't know anything about that side of it, but we would have went up the mountain and lit fires and built shelters and done all that sort of crack. So as a child here, not in these woods, because these woods weren't here, because I planted these woods for my uncle. This was my uncle's forest, but I physically put these trees into the ground, which is weird. So all I'm doing now with this, right, is I'm very quickly going round this in a circle. And what that does, guys, is it takes off all the high spots, right? So it takes all the high spots off, and you end up starting to get it a wee bit rounder, right? It's still quite chunky. It's still a little bit too chunky, but this is the way I made this one, and this one's a really good fit for my hand, okay? a really good fit for my hand. So so that's all I do is that it's just rinse and repeat now. So you just keep going like this. There's always an area where the grain's a little funny, right? And it's going to be this side here. So probably this side would need to be carved from here to here instead of being carved from the top of the handle down, okay? So look, your knife, your bushcraft knife, you can hold it like this. You can hold it like this, guys. Move your hands right back and hold it like this. And that is, you know, and it's more precise than using the axe, right? Welsh, British, how's it going? No, my family do and don't. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Where are you off the oh, he took another stick. He got another stick. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. How long have we been going? I don't want this to... Oh, 27 minutes. Yeah, guys, I'll take you around. I'll take you around in a couple of minutes, right? I'm going to pretty much leave that as that. What you're talking about now, guys, is you're talking about the finessing of the handle to fit your hand, right? Burp, toot, toot. We have a fart rule and a burp rule at Red Branch. You need to shout them out. They're important. Basically, you're just going to keep doing what I'm doing right now until it's small enough for your hand. Now, you don't want it too small, guys, because if you're swinging anything or you're using it for any period of time and it's not quite the right shape or the thickness for your hand, guys, you're going to end up with tendonitis in your wrist, right? And it's incredibly painful and it will stop you from doing most activities. Any of you kayakers out there will know exactly what I'm talking about, guys. But extended use of a bushcraft knife that does not fit your hand properly will do exactly the same, guys, or using hammers or anything like that. So just be very careful. I just realized that I'm talking to the wrong camera all the time. I don't know if you guys over here can see me, but that's it. That's it, all done. 27 minutes. I'm going to probably leave this as is and not edit a lot of it. You guys live, stay for a second. I'm going to sign off on the other camera and then I'll take you for a wee tour, okay? Gregory, how's it going? Just give me 1 second. Live stream, give me 1 second. Guys, that's it. We're going to leave that there. And that is an ash mallet made in 27 minutes. You could probably make it quicker. I haven't been making them very often, guys, but that is what we refer to in Red Branch Bushcraft as a beating stick, and a very useful tool for beating things and people and badgers. Okay, don't beat badgers. That was a joke. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty.